What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 205, episode 205 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is all here once again. We are on a streak, just like the Patriots are, of all of us being here right now. Al is here. Liam's here. I'm Mike. We have a big episode this week, or today, whenever you're listening to it. I got to recap the Falcons game with everything going on right now in the football world. It seems like that was weeks ago, but Falcons game to talk about, the trade deadline, the fireworks, the duds, the non-fireworks to talk about. Then obviously we'll give you a little preview of the Bucs game as well. First and foremost, housekeeping, Couch Guy Sports, go check them out. We're getting out of the way early, so everybody listens at the beginning, so we'll get it out of here early. Couch Guy Sports, check them out. If you've listened, you know Al is the OG of all that. He got Liam and I together. He's here now. He's like a tumor that we just couldn't get rid of, but now he is here.
Who you guys chose to bring on your pod, by the way.
Just that is true.
Let the record show.
A tumor that we graciously accepted into our body.
Yeah, we've just accepted it. Which, by the way, I have a bunch of little bumps all over my body. Did I tell you guys that? Like bunch of little bumps, like tiny little like
takes you out.
Picture like tiny little like BBs, but like a little bit bigger all over. Like I got some on my arm, my side. I got a big one on my ass cheek. Probably cancer. But anyways,
hopefully,
Coach Guy Sports, go check them out. Liam's got a Celtics pod on there as well. Celtics season kind of it's early. It's early. I am wearing a Celtics shirt, so repping them, I guess. But also Sports Spider, go check out Sports Spider. Kind of new to Tuck Rule Takes, but check them out. That's Sports Spider. That's Spider with a Y. Click on the NFL tab, go to the Patriots. You'll see us there. If you don't see us, if it's later on the week or on the weekend, scroll down. You'll see us there. Listen, you get a little snippet of what we're talking about. All good stuff. Go check out both of those websites, Coach Guy Sports and Sports Spider. Guys, before we get into the Falcons game, without spoiling any thoughts for later on topics, do you have anything you want to get off your chest about anything before we get into the Patriots Falcons game?
You mentioned some streaks. There's a couple other streaks that we have to mention on this pod right here. This is the third week in a row that all three of the TRT boys won their fantasy football matchup in our Big Money Fantasy League.
Fire me up, baby. And
do it.
And with respective winning streaks, I am on a 3-game winning streak. Liam McDade is on a 3-game win streak. And Mike Sullivan is on a 4-game win streak.
Hell yeah.
And
I know what Liam wants.
And Mike's in second place now in the league. That's
there
perfect.
It's not
Thank
it.
You, Liam,
for bringing
fucking
that up.
Not it. No, that's not it. That's not
what are we missing?
Saying.
Oh, I know I forgot something. I'm sorry, Liam. I'm still in first place at 8-1.
You're the commissioner. So if you're doing well, then there's clearly deep-seated corruption.
So when the commissioner does good, there's corruption, but if he does bad, it's expected, right?
That's actually exactly it. Yeah.
Yes.
The commissioner should do bad.
So the commissioner can't even have a 500 season. He has to be bad.
No. 500's fine. No, 500's fine. The commissioner could be 500. He could be 500 or below. If you're even a notch above, then that's absolutely deceitful. You should be one of those politicians like Gaddafi that we pull out into the streets and impale you. That's the way this should be done.
Okay.
So I have a bunch of notes, very, very frivolous notes. If I can go full Donald Trump on you guys for a second, I have a lot of notes, many, many notes, and I'm going to bring these up at the managers meeting when we talk about
what I was just going to say real quick though too was by the way, Liam McDade and I are playing each other this week. So that's fun.
That's right. Not only that, Al is playing last week's leading scorer. This guy. This guy.
There it is.
Al, the person I'm going to beat this week, Venmo'd me for being the leading scorer. That's me. I did that. So
it's nice, isn't it? You get a nice little $5. I forgot it happened to me last week.
Hey, Mike, it happened to us earlier in the year. So Liam's just finally joined the club now.
Yeah,
so
he caught up. Well, he caught up.
He did. He finally did.
I like to think my Venmos from Al, because of my high scoring, is going to be a lot like going bankrupt. It starts very slowly and then all at once. So now we're in the all at once portion where it's this week, it's next week, it's the week after that. There's 6 more weeks in the season, so we'll say that for the next 4 weeks going forward, you will be giving me my adjourned winnings for being the highest score. My team's sick, and yeah.
Mike, should I tank this week in order to make sure that in the playoffs I have a better chance of winning, as opposed to winning twice in the regular season, then losing in the
Gee,
playoffs like
that's
I did last
awful
year?
think you might have to.
Belichickian of you, which is ironic because you don't like him, but that sounds like a Belichick strategy.
Oh, no. It's not that I don't like him. I just think that he's not a college
No,
coach. There's a
no,
difference.
no. There's a no.
No,
See,
there is. There
that's
is.
No, no.
There
that's not it
is. No, there
because you're
is.
being coy here, which is funny. It's very teacherly of you because teachers are passive aggressive and condescending, which is exactly what you're being. You're dancing around the fact that you
That was
don't like
good.
Bill
That was
Belichick.
good.
I know, I know.
That was good. I'll give you that.
My aunt is a teacher. She's a nightmare. I fucking hate her, and she's
Oh,
exactly
wow.
that. She's condescending and annoying, and I can pick up what you're telling right now. You're laying out the tea leaves that say I fucking hate Bill Belichick without actually saying it. You know, he's a
Oh,
bad
okay.
college coach. You know, it's been like 6 games, so
He did have a
it's
good victory the other day against who was it?
fucking right.
Virginia?
He's had a handful of good victories. The Cavaliers suck, but still.
Yeah,
Not quite a
I think
full
they were.
handful, though. Not
Yeah.
quite a full handful, has he?
No, it's
Yeah.
been
But the more important
almost a
story,
handful. To like almost a handful. It's like a I'm sure you filled up your hand with something and it didn't fill the whole hand, but you're probably still pretty proud of it, right, Mike?
You'd be surprised. Sometimes it fills the whole hand. Sometimes you're excited that
Sometimes.
day.
Sometimes it
but
doesn't
you know
though,
what?
and sometimes you're content when it doesn't.
The more
Oh,
important
it's a good one.
story is that you guys to start the year were considered to be at the bottom of the league, and now you guys are making your way up
Boom.
slowly but surely. You're climbing up. It's like you're climbing up,
Boom.
the ladders at the fairs where you're just slowly making your way up to try to get to that prize. You're
Yes, sir.
halfway, you start to twist and turn a little bit. You might fall, but you're starting to get there. You're getting closer and closer. So I
See,
give you
again,
credit
you're
there.
being coy because you're proverbially at the top of this ladder, and me and Mike are climbing up it. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Drag Me to Hell. It's about a cursed old lady who haunts a younger, very pretty lady. And we're going to be that cursed old lady who grabs you by the ankle and drags you down to
At
hell,
the end.
where me and
Yep.
Mike are. But then I'm eventually going to climb that ladder and I'll be at the top.
Oh, delusion looks good on you,
A,
my friend.
a
It
Drag
really
Me to Hell
does.
reference. I didn't think we'd get a Drag Me to Hell.
I know that was
Um,
that was not on the
Timeless
bingo
American
card tonight.
classic.
That
It's a
was
good one.
nuts. Yeah, I saw that in the theaters. That was
I did too. It was very upsetting.
Full
Yeah.
disclaimer though, and Liam is gonna think I'm full of shit here. I think my team's due for a blunder this week, so I think he's gonna kill me
Good.
this week.
It
I
is.
do. I
Not
I
genuinely
don't
mine.
do.
think. See, Al's already saying, "Oh, like it's okay if I lose." I really
It
are.
is
Like,
setting it
he's
up.
due for a loss. Yeah,
I
100%.
mean, listen, I am due for a loss.
Yeah, 100%. You're
5-game winning
talking it
streak
up.
incoming.
And when I rightfully win, he's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I kind of saw that coming." Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you
I
saw
actually
losing
did.
200-14 coming. I bet you did, Al.
I think you get 10 points for the defense. So I think that's kind of like very close to
What defense are
impossible.
you starting?
The Colts defense, like I have every
You're
week.
fucked.
Smart.
They're playing the Falcons. Falcons stink. That's the
Patriots
team we're going
defense
to talk
got 4
about.
points against them.
Perfect segue. Perfect
Thank
segue,
you.
Al. Just like a teacher, you were thinking ahead. Perfect.
Just like a former Couch Guy Sports podcaster too, with all those just seamless transitions.
Yeah, on the trail. Patriots Falcons. Let's get into it. Patriots won. I'm sure you guys are not sick of hearing that. Patriots won 24-23. A close game. Had no business being that close. I think we thought it was going to be a little closer than the Browns game. I think Al, you said I believe that the Falcons were frisky, feisty, whatever. A lot of people were saying that.
Is he describing the Falcons?
I don't think that people thought it was going to be this close for the reasons it was this close. Just kind of overall thoughts, and then again, I'll toss it to you guys like I do every time, wherever you want to start with it. My thoughts on the game. Good, gutsy, gritty win. It's important for good teams to win when things go wrong. This is the first time the Patriots have won when they've lost the turnover battle in, I think, like over a decade or something like that, since 2011, I believe, or something along those lines. Patriots had 2 turnovers, obviously. To me, this would be a game that you'd normally lose and that win streak would end, but you picked up the win. So I'm not going to complain about wins. Just like Vrabel said, it's tough to win in this league. Definitely not perfect. We will talk about it, but yeah, overall thoughts about it. You're never going to make me feel bad about a win. So what's your guys' opening take on it? And then we'll start wherever you guys want to start.
Liam.
John Parker Romo winning one more for the Patriots. I
Oh, and
love
by the
it.
way, Falcons released him.
Did they? Wow.
Yep.
After he won them a game by kicking all their points in his first game, how
Hmm.
quickly they forget. But yeah, fucking absolutely wild game. It really was, and I had the pleasure of watching it at Al's house. Thank you for having me again, by the way.
Anytime.
It
Yeah,
was a
you guys were
blast.
all there.
Yeah, and you weren't, which was on purpose. But it was a wild fucking game. I gotta say, Drake London's fucking sick. Like, oh, he's so good.
Beast.
And yeah, and it's like I love the Patriots, but sometimes you can be a little restless and just like get tired of them. And I was getting tired of the Patriots secondary, even though they tried their damnedest, like they did their utmost. There were a handful of times Al and I and all of Al's friends and Al's fucking dad, who's the man, we're sitting in his living room, and Michael Penix will throw up a pass, and you're like, gotta be picked. Wasn't ever close to being picked. There usually wasn't a guy around, and you're like, that's weird. That ball was in the air for 2 minutes, and no one seemed to react. But yeah, I don't know. We made Michael Penix look like a superstar. It was a great game. Came down to the wire, and the Patriots won. Entertainment factors through the roof. Like had
Mhm.
plenty of touchdowns, some good defense. I guess like my main takeaway from this would be like, damn, Mac looked tough. Like a lot of it was because of the lack of protection, but like, damn, dog, like he's
Mhm.
fumbling without anyone around him. I was like, I think it's just one of those games. You can't be perfect every day. You
Yep.
can't be perfect every football game. But I was like, this is
Hmm.
this is tough.
Hey,
Yeah.
Liam, how many games behind was he in the contest?
I'm quite sure he's in second place. I'm not certain,
Second
but I'm
place, and it was by how many games?
mm, 3-2, something like that. He said it a
I thought
million
it was
fucking
one.
times.
I thought it was
Yeah,
one.
it
Yeah,
could be one.
yeah,
I know there's 6 people tied for second place. It's
yeah,
fucking
something like that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I'll say the context. So just for a little context. So as Liam said, my father decided to make an appearance, which love my dad. He's a great human being, great quality fella, great
Stud.
to talk football with.
Bucs.
He's in a contest every week where you have to pick three NFL games with the spread, and you have to see how many you get right, and it's throughout the entire football season.
Hmm.
And first place gets like a really big cash prize. So the whole time so one of the games he picked was the Falcons +5. And we're like, okay, dad. Well, I said, okay, dad, like, that's good for you. And every time like the Patriots would do something, it's like, oh, that's not good for me, blah, blah, blah. I'm one game behind. And so finally I just turned around to him. I said, Dad, you're not the only one with bets in this game, in this room. We all have bets, and they're all with the Patriots. Like, relax.
Hmm.
Like, it just got to that point. So he
Yet
kept
his was with the
saying,
Falcons.
yeah, he kept
Hmm.
saying, like, oh, I'm one game behind. I'm right there. I'm in second place. And he just kept saying it. And at least I was like, okay,
Hmm.
like, enough of this. But getting back to the actual podcast, Patriots game against the Falcons. This should have been a blowout. They were up 21-7, and we're going to talk about it. This game should not have been as close as it was. The Falcons are they're exactly what we thought they were, an inconsistent team. You had like pre-snap like shenanigans. You had
Hmm.
the field goal and extra point kicker missing extra points to tie the game. Like Liam said, it was just this should not have been as close as it was. But credit to the Patriots, they found a way, and now it's a 6-game winning streak heading into a big game against Tampa Bay this week, which I'm sure we'll touch on later on in the episode. But 7-2. Would you have believed at this point?
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God. For anybody
If
that's,
you're,
yeah,
yeah,
go, go,
if
go.
you're watching, Liam is fascinated by these toothbrushes that he got that have the little stick on the bottom where you can stick them to a wall or stick them to a counter. He's got one stuck to his glasses right now. So
Doesn't really need to be brought up. I was very interested in listening to your points. So.
Oh yeah, you're like the
yeah,
kid with like remember those glasses we had as a kid where the eyeballs would just like come out and they would be
yeah,
like on like
yeah.
springs or whatever. It's exactly what
That's
Liam's
Liam.
doing right now,
That's
literally.
Liam. But
It seems like
to
you guys
round
are
out your
losing the
point,
point.
Al, to round out
Yeah,
your point.
yeah. Who would have thought that halfway through the season? Because now it's halfway through, guys. We are halfway through the football
Isn't that
season.
I know.
wild?
I know.
7-2 at the top of the AFC East. I think you're at least what, the 2 seed?
Second seed right now because of conference wins. I think that's what it goes to first. So we're above
because I think Denver. We're above the Broncos, so the Colts are still number one. Okay,
Colts are still number one. Yeah.
okay.
Somehow,
So,
dude.
crazy, but
We'll talk about the Colts too. We'll talk about them in a little bit as well. So
yeah, it's crazy to think just how far ahead of schedule they are and how much fun it is this year to watch again and not just sit there and be like, okay, when are they going to fumble? When
it
are
was
they
a
going to
chore.
throw a pick?
It was a chore to watch the Patriots the last few years.
It was.
Yeah.
Now it's a joy again.
Yep. It's a joy. And I think we have to, like you said, Al, it shouldn't, the Patriots should have blown this game or blown the Falcons out of the water. And I feel like I say it every week when we talk about the Patriots, we're going to start with Drake May. And this reason, not, I would say as a pro or, as this year, because we're not even going to count last year. This year, this is probably overall his worst game. But I say that in saying he was 19 to 29, 259, 2 touchdowns, a pick and a fumble. That's the most yards the Falcons have led up to any quarterback this year. In fact, going into halftime, he had more passing yards than any quarterback has had against the Falcons. So like even his worst games, he's still pulling out big plays, like the 3rd and 11 throw to Stephon Diggs. Like he's still having good plays, but this was just a young quarterback. He's 23, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
This is a 23-year-old quarterback who has played just over a full season's worth of games, if you count last year as well. And he had a bad game. But what good teams do, they find ways to win. How many times have we watched these goddamn Chiefs play? And Mahomes is having a bad game. They're off, whatever. But then the fourth quarter, they just make the plays. The Patriots made the plays to win, but they did also make the plays to lose. Drake May will start before the half. The Patriots are up 21-7. They get the ball back. I'm looking at everybody here. I had the in-laws over and I had my brother-in-law and his family. I made 16 smash burgers on the Blackstone. I've never cooked so much. I've never cooked so much stuff on the block. I'm smashing them. Grease is coming up. I got grease on my wash in my eyes. It's hot. I'm sweating into the burgers. So they ate my sweat, but it cooked off. So it was fine. But anyways, though. So, and by the way, all-time Hall of Fame smash burger maker. I'll make them for you guys when you guys come down. But I'm sitting there looking at my father-in-law and I'm like, oh yeah, so we're going to double score here. He's like, yep, we're going to at least get a field goal, go up 24-7, maybe 28-7. Then you score coming out of the half and we're good to go. And what happens? Drake May strip sack. Fumble. Props to Will Campbell, even though it didn't matter for stopping the scoop and score. But yeah, Drake May, his first real mistake in 4 or 5 weeks. Strip sack. The Falcons do end up scoring, so then they go. They bring the score to 21-14. And then coming out of the half, things are obviously a little bit closer there. But we'll talk about the fumble in a second. But I mean the pick a little later. But that fumble, first, let me ask, going into that drive, 2-pronged question. I'm assuming you guys thought they were going to score, right? And then also, what went through your head on that strip sack?
So yes, definitely thought that they were going to go down and at least get the field goal, like you said. When you see it happen in real time, it's like Jesus. So now you just gave the Falcons life. And it's not like it was a fumble and they recovered it right at like the 30-yard line or wherever wherever the Patriots were at that point, and then they had to actually go down a little bit. Like they recover it, they take it all the way back to the 8-yard line, and then they score right before the half. And then instead of it being a 2-score game, all of a sudden it's a 1-score game. And the fact that you're getting the ball at a half, but it's like if Atlanta somehow stops you, then they score, then they tie it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that just, I'm not gonna lie, it was a momentum killer a little bit in that time of the game. It was 100% a momentum killer, and you can't expect that to happen later on in the season and expect to be okay with the results because you're not going to get that all the time. You need to be able to take advantage, or if you're not comfortable, take a knee, go into half, you're up 2 scores, and then have a good game plan out of the half to score, and then you're up 3 scores anyway. So you get those things you got to consider now going forward.
Liam, how'd you feel about the fumble? Or what emotions did it evoke from you?
Well, I can tell you, Mike, I definitely didn't love the fumble. I wasn't super jazzed up that we fumbled and they
But
returned it down to the
yeah,
fucking 7 yard
adversity.
line. Yeah, it's so like we were all sitting there, kind of as a unit against Al's dad, who had Falcons plus 5.5. So the first half, we're kind of singing and dancing and poking fun and talking shit and telling him, "You're gonna lose this bet," and it
Hmm.
was really good. And he's just cussing up and down, praying to the heavens for a turnover, and we're like, "They're playing a clean game. It's not happening." And then, the vibe goes from joking with him and talking about fantasy football and meatballs to all of a sudden, oh shit, like
Damn.
now we got to go back to paying attention. Like,
Mhm.
and everyone does
Yep.
like the video game thing where they lean up in their chair. And Al kind of
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there, where it's like, it's not bad enough that they just fumbled. They had to let them take it down within the 10-yard line because when they fumbled, there was 32 seconds on the clock. So, assumably, you fumble there and they pick it up. The ball was exactly at the 50-yard line when they fumbled and they took it all the way back. Assuming the Falcons land on it in place, which would be like the 45-yard line. You're at the 45-yard line with 26 seconds to go.
You're good.
There's, yeah, you're good. There's almost
Mhm.
no chance they're scoring a touchdown there. At best case, they're getting a field goal. But you served it up on a silver platter to them. So it was I wasn't psyched, Mike, I will tell you that. But I don't know. There's a saying I like all the time. It's make the holes you dig shallow. And I like to think the Patriots did that. They definitely dug themselves some holes, and the depth was almost to the point where it wasn't shallow. They were able to get out of it, but
Mhm.
it was right on the cusp where you're like, okay, wasn't too big of a hole that you dug yourself there, but they were fucking digging.
Yeah. I mean, they were. And I mean, I still didn't think that the Patriots were going to lose, even when the Falcons scored. The strip sack was one thing. It was like, what the hell, man? Like, it was just annoying. I thought that they were just going to scoop and score. Like I said, Will Campbell made the tackle. Didn't mean much because they did score right after that, basically.
Yeah.
But still, you're up 21-14. Drake May was having a good game up until that point. I mean, like I said, I think he had like 170 something yards or right around there, 150, 170. Good game so far. But yeah, then the second half came and it just it was just one of those games. It was a rock fight. I mean, like
Yeah.
I mentioned it before. Vrabel said it's tough to win in this league. It's tough to win consistently. You're on a 5-game winning streak going into this game. Eventually, you're gonna lose. Like, I mean, we're all fans of the Patriots when they were going on their undefeated season. We
Yeah.
all saw the interviews coming out after the year where it's like that shit wears on you. Like you would
Yeah.
think it's easy, but like
Do you
like it
guys
just gets tough.
do you guys remember from that season any games where you were wholeheartedly convinced the Patriots were going to lose?
Mm,
No.
not really, to be
I
honest. I mean,
remember one.
maybe real time, but not really.
There's one that sticks in my craw, and maybe I'm biased, but McNabb tore his ACL and AJ Feely, backup quarterback, comes in. Patriots were like 21.5 point favorites, and the Patriots won by 3 against the Eagles' backup quarterback. He was a monster. I love AJ Feely.
Dude, but see, so it's things like that where like sometimes like you can like us three can discuss, dissect, talk about these games all we want, how they should go, what should happen, all that stuff. But once you roll the balls out onto the field, like it
Yeah,
becomes football. And
dumb
like
shit'll happen.
someone like Drake London will turn into prime
Kevin
Megatron
Johnson.
and
Yeah.
just start exactly. And he'll just start mossing one of the best corners in the league, who we'll talk about Gonzalez in a little bit.
I thought
He'll
it was Marcus Jones he was taking advantage
oh
of.
no, everybody,
Oh, good,
everybody he
good.
was on. But yeah,
Awesome.
he had Marcus Jones, which God bless his heart. But my dude's the same height as me. He's not going to
Yeah.
be able to cover a 6'5", 6'3" Drake London when you're 5'11".
No
You just
chance.
can't. But yeah, like, and then you'll have Bijan Robinson one-handed catches in the flat to get a first down. Like, that's crazy. Speaking of Bijan Robinson, you guys know what other streak is still going on right now?
We do.
Yes.
The Patriots have yet to allow a running back to go over 50 yards. I see people saying, oh, but the Falcons rushed for 71 yards. Listen, listening comprehension. Teams have rushed for more than 50. There has not been one rusher that has ran for over 50 yards. And we're going to get right back into Drake May, but think about the running backs that the Patriots have played. Ashton Genty, I mean, granted, it was week one, but still. Devon A. Chain, Tyler James Warren, not Tyler Warren, James Warren
Jalen
from
Warren.
Jalen Warren from the Steelers. I said A Chain, James Cook from the Bills, Alvin Kamara. You want to go to the Panthers? Whether
Chuba
it was
Hubbard,
Chuba or well, not Rico
because he
Dowdle at
wasn't.
that point. Yeah, he wasn't there, but still, Chuba, Judkins. Now you got Bijan, who's a top 10, top 15 player in the league. Still haven't allowed over 50 yards. That's to be commended. That is a huge thing for this defense. We're not going to dive into it. That's all we really need to say about it. But yeah, Drake May though going into the second half, just a rough game, and then that pick, threw a pick. It looked like him and Henry weren't on the same page, which is very rare. But it looked like maybe May thought Henry was going to run a seam. Henry kind of cut it to the inside, sailed it, went right into the safety's hands. That pissed me off. Like, let's just call it what it is. The Patriots shouldn't have won this game. I don't think they made enough plays to lose, right?
Yeah.
But again, good teams, you overcome that. We've been waiting to see what happens when the Patriots face adversity, like not like real adversity, not giving up a first drive touchdown, which by the way, the Patriots didn't give up a first drive touchdown. And look what happens. You win by 1 point. Maybe you got to let him score to start. I don't know. But yeah, the pick. So now the pick happened with May. What was going through your guys' head at that point? Because I think the Patriots were up 10 at that point, if I remember correctly. But yeah, what was going through your guys' head? Because I did the literal, like I put my drink down, I had to stop drinking. I was like, I have to completely focus on this game now. What was going through your head when May threw the pick? I mean, I know you weren't happy, but what was going through your head?
Uh, in the moment, and Al can attest to this, I kind of gave it up to Jesse Bates. He's a fucking incredible player, and he's been one of my favorite safeties in the league for a long, long time. So I was like, damn, he got his hands under that. Of course he did. I was like, what a beast. But it was just a fucking terrible throw by May. And at that point, I was like, I can see the momentum shifting here. It's like one of those things I can feel it coming in the air tonight, kind of thing. I'm not going to sing it for you guys, but it was palpable. But I don't know, like maybe it was because I was surrounded by good company and I had a nice in and I was nice and hydrated and I was just feeling good. I didn't stay up till all hours of the night getting belligerently drunk the night before, but I felt remarkably comfortable. Never at any point in the game did I think that they were going to lose. Except for I guess maybe with like the fumble recovery had me a little stressed out, but even then, like I just felt so comfortable where I was like, I don't like what I'm watching, but the Falcons didn't exactly impress me either. Like when you look at their stats at the end of the game, it looks good, but I don't know, just watching them play, it looked like they were trying really hard for their first downs, and it worked. Like, they almost fucking won. But I don't know. I wasn't super impressed by them either. I have a feeling if they had the smoothness that you usually see with a team like the Lions, not this past week, but somebody like that, like a really good offensive team, I would have been super worried and we probably would have been fucked. But with this team, I was like, I was like, that blows that he threw a pick. Of course, it's to Jesse Bates. All that kind of checks out and makes sense. I guess that was bound to happen. But like, I can't really bring myself to be super worried yet.
It was it was tough because you saw what happened last week against Cleveland. I mean, again, it was a lot of the sacks and just a lot of kind of that stuff you don't want to see. And then this week it's okay, it's another pick with Jesse Bates. Okay, it's the fumble like we talked about earlier, but you don't want to see Drake May go backwards. And I think that's a thing for me is like, okay, he's not going backwards, but he's starting to get back into making turnover worthy plays and having those turnover worthy plays actually come into fruition, actually happen. So, got to stay away from that. Got to clean that up a little bit. It's now November. What was the Belichick saying? You play your best football after Thanksgiving, like November after Thanksgiving. So you got to start playing your best football now. First
Mhm.
2 months are over. You had a great first 2 months, but guess what? Now is the time where you have to take advantage of the last 2 months of the season. And
Mhm.
like look at their last 2 months. Like I know we're going to talk about the Bucs game, but you still got to play the Giants. You still have to play the Jets twice. You still have to play the Bengals who have absolutely no defense. Okay? You still have to play
Zero defense. Like,
literally zero defense. Like you got to play. I think I don't know if I said them yet, but you got to play the Dolphins. Again,
mhm.
you still have to play a bunch of winnable games, which we were talking about, like the floor being like 8, 9 wins. I think the floor now is 10 and maybe
10.
even 11,
Mhm.
which is
10,
insane.
10 is to me, I think that is the like absolute floor. I think because if you lose the 3 games that, and we're going to get right back into the Falcons game and wrap that up, but if you lose against the Bucs, the Ravens, and the Bills, you should win almost every other game. Even if you drop a game that hit like to some random team, you'll be 11-6. I don't see them losing more than 4 games here in the final stretch. So
Right.
like I think if they win 10 games, they did it to themselves. And it goes back to this game where they made enough plays to lose the game, but they also made the plays that are needed to win. I mean, we're talking about that final drive where they get the ball and, you just got to run the clock. What are you doing? And it's third down, 3rd and 5. What do? Everybody thinks they're going to run it. They throw a little flat route to Hunter Henry. Like that took some balls. But that's what I like. Like I feel like if Belichick was here, 3 runs up the middle and that's it. But they still did what they had to do to win the game, and I'm happy about it. But like you said, though, Al, Drake May, I don't think this is a regression thing. I think that we all knew he was going to have an iffy game here and there. He's a quarterback. Every single quarterback in the league has iffy games. Like it is what it is. I think that's what it is. I don't subscribe to the, oh, and I'm not saying this is what you said, but I don't subscribe to the, oh, he's back to the old Drake May, or he's fallen into those patterns. I think he just had a bad game against the top passing defense in the league. Like that's what I think happened. And granted, by the way, Drake May's bad games against top passing defenses are very good. He had 282 yards against the Browns. He had 259 yards against the Falcons. Like he had the best games any quarterback has had against both those defenses. Not lessening the mistakes that he made. Like you said, Al, you got to clean them up, but I think he will. I don't think this is going to be a sign of things to come this season. I
Yeah.
think Drake May just had an iffy game. It is what it is. The team still won. I think that you're going to get, the Bucs, we'll talk about it at the end. The Bucs don't have a great defense. They have a good one. So I think you're going to have a very, very competitive game, more like the Drake May we've seen the previous 5-6 weeks. But yeah, final thoughts on Drake May, kind of how we feel about him coming out of it. I'm cool with it. I think just a rough game. Happy they won though. I
Yeah,
don't know.
just another good win with Drake May as your quarterback and continuing to solidify himself in MVP talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
Al,
is.
Al getting real prophetic with the quote and Bill Belichick here. I'm starting to see a pattern. It's almost like he misses the old man.
God, no one misses
No.
him. No one misses him. Oh, you know who we might miss next week? Injury coming out of this game. Kayshon Boutte did get hurt. I do think that impacted the Patriots offense a little bit. Again,
Yeah.
not making excuses for the mistakes and kind of the lackadaisical nature of how they were in the second half. But yeah, Kayshon Boutte, I guess he's got like a grade 1 hamstring sprain, nothing crazy. He said on Reddit, I guess, that it's nothing to worry about. So he's probably going to be out against the Bucs, which means we'll see a lot of Kyle Williams, which I'm kind of excited about. But yeah, Kayshon Boutte. Do you guys think this offense, if he's out for 2 games, let's say he's out against this game, and then next week we have the Thursday night game against the Jets. If he's out these 2 games, do you think the Patriots offense can stay afloat without him?
Um, it's kind of hard to say because Booty was such a good outside receiver and such a good deep threat that now you got to put rookie Kyle Williams in there that, I'm not gonna lie to you, like he still looks very much lost out there
Al
in
and
the
I were cussing
offense.
him up and down.
We were just like,
Another
what is
play where he wasn't
this?
on the same page. That little out route, he was supposed to go
Yeah, it
out.
was
He cut in.
awful.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but it's happening too much. That's the thing, is like,
Yep.
and of course, everyone's saying once again, oh, Patriots didn't hit on another draft pick at receiver. But like, yeah, it's still early, but it's still he's not helping his case at all. So it's going to be interesting to see. Are you going to put Kyle Williams on the outside? Do you put Pop Douglas, more on the outside because he's been having some really good games lately where he's been deep threat option. So
Huge game, 100-yard
what's
game.
kind of the plan? But if you can get him, if you can get Booty back for the Cincinnati game, I think you can manage 2 games without him. I think you can.
Yeah. Liam, how do you feel? I know you're a booty guy, just like I am, but
Yeah, I like Booty on the outside as much as the next guy. I think the team will be fine without him, unfortunately. I like it'd be much better if he was out there, but in the grand scheme of things, and I was saying something similar to you guys in the group chat that we have, like we paid Mac Hollins way more money than he's worth. So now let's get some fucking use out of him. Like, all right, we gave you this money and he's been super solid. Like he
Mhm.
doesn't have any drop that I can put to mind that makes me cringe and wanna throw my hands up and call him a fucking idiot. Like overall, like he's been fine. Austin Hooper has had accelerated rolls and decelerated rolls. I think without even considering Kyle Williams, we have other opportunities to get people the ball. And if you're the worst scenario you're looking at is Booty out for possibly 2 weeks, that's a pretty good scenario to me, and I'll take that. Like Al was saying it earlier, like we're 7-2. Like it's unbelievable how good of a record we have.
Mhm.
In our wildest dreams, if you had said that at this point they'd be 7-2, Mike, you'd be the only one who would say it because Alan, I would have more sense
I
than
wouldn't
that.
even say it. As like
Yeah,
optimistic preseason as I was, like I
we
knew
would
my
have
record
laughed
for
you
the year.
off this
Yeah.
fucking podcast.
No.
Right.
So, like, if, I was under the notion that we were going to lose to the Bucs anyway. I was under the notion we wouldn't even be at this point with this record. So I was clearly fucking wrong. So, take my projection against the Bucs with a grain of salt. I think we're going to lose that anyway. If we lose it because we don't have Booty, that's totally fine. The week after that is a game we should win. In that game, if you could pick up a little bit of the slack by throwing the ball to Travion Henderson more, really force feeding Stephon Diggs, or
Mm-hmm.
keeping the Demario Douglas train on the rails like it has been chugging along,
Yep.
I have a whole lot of faith in that. I kind of think it's low stakes right now. Like we're good. We're not even close to the playoffs right now. Like Al said, we're perfectly in the middle of the season. So if we're
Mm-hmm.
losing him for 2 weeks, so fucking be it. I'd love to see a Kyle Williams sighting, like one deep ball
Love
over
it.
the middle, like one of the routes that the three of us sat back here and looked up at the sky and threw a smile on our face and dreamed that Tyquan Thornton would run, and he never did. That's what we're hoping for Kyle Williams. If we could just get one of those, then we have house money, baby. That's me and
Mhm.
Al walking into the casino, putting 100 on black, hitting, and then the rest of the day is paid for. Like that we're up at that point. But even if we, bet black and it hits red, we got some good reliable guys. Otherwise, I'm not super worried about it. Just more than excited
Mm-hmm.
for him to come back because I love Stephon Diggs. I think Kayshon Bouttie's the best fucking receiver on this team.
It's close. It's close. We got a
Yeah.
nice 1-2 punch. Yeah, it'll be nice to see Kyle Williams. I mean, like you guys said, like this Bucks game, like obviously, you want to win, but I mean, I think that Bills win makes it so you can lose this Bucks game. Not you can, but like it doesn't hurt as much because you picked up a
Yeah.
win that you shouldn't have. Like you said, Liam,
Yeah.
you shouldn't even be here at
Yeah.
seven and
Right.
two. So if
And
you
I wouldn't
lose
even
this
pick out the
game,
Bills game. Like, think about,
I don't know.
we could be undefeated super realistically if we didn't fumble 6 times in one game and then just kind of act like dickweeds in the first game of the season,
Mhm.
which both those can be excused as outliers, which they absolutely are. But like we're closer to being undefeated than we are to being winless, or even four
Yep, five
wins.
and
Like,
four or whatever. Yep. Mhm.
yeah, like so. I don't know. Things are good. Things are really good. If I got nothing to complain about.
And we even
Mhm.
said last week too that if they split this 2 game stretch coming up with the Falcons and the Bucks, like that's a good thing because then you
Yep.
go into you go into the Thursday night game against the Jets at 7-3 at the absolute worst. And then, excuse me, I don't know if you guys want to hear this, but I actually just looked at DraftKings and I looked at that game. They
Mhm.
already have like opening lines for the Thursday night game against the Jets. You want to know what the
Oh
spread
God,
is and
it's
the
gonna
money
be
line is?
what? I know it's
So
gonna be good.
the Patriots are favored by 10.5,
Whoa.
Damn,
and they're minus 535 money line at home. That
Damn.
dude, this is what happens
Patriots are
when
back. We can't bet on them
dude, the,
anymore. The
the
Patriots
Patriot.
are
I
back.
know. Yeah, no, we gotta do player props now. We can't just go overall. God
Damn.
damn. Yeah,
We
but
missed
no,
our
I mean you're
shot.
right. No, you're right though, Al. Like, this was the Falcons game was a losable game, and the Bucs game is very, you definitely could lose that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Another thing just coming out of this game, I only have another thought. I don't know what else you guys have about this game. Trevion Henderson, 14 carries, 55 yards. Good game. Good for him. He showed that he could pick up the slack if need be. I thought he'd run more because the Falcons have not a great rush defense. I think they were like 22nd in the league, but that's not what happened. You guys have any thoughts about Trevion Henderson? Kind of a two thumbs up for me. This was like a building block game in my eyes. But how'd you guys feel about Henderson coming out of this one?
fine. He's serviceable for now until Ramondre gets back. He's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yep.
That's
If
all
he
you can really say.
if he had scored a touchdown, I'd be doing this podcast from a yacht in Tahiti with cocktails and strippers and below. But he didn't, so I'm here in my basement doing it. He did well. He did really well.
Fine game, right? Fine game.
Fine game. Could have been better. I'm trying not to harbor any resentment for him because my delusions of grandeur are really vivid and good. But yeah, he did good. Like he got the rock a lot, and he produced. Just not enough for you, boy.
Terrell Jennings too had his first touchdown as a pro, so props
Good
to
for
him.
him.
Which I guess him and
Mhm.
Pop Douglas lost someone who was basically like an uncle to them the
Are they
night before
related?
the game.
I think it
I
was
guess they
Douglas's
just grew
uncle.
up. Yeah, and he was like an uncle to Jennings. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're just very, very close friends. And yeah, the night before the game, Pop lost his uncle, and obviously Terrell Jennings had a relationship with the guy too. So props to them. Pop Douglas having a 100-yard game and Jennings scoring his first touchdown. So yeah, good for them. Diggs also getting in the end zone again. Cardi B's up there dancing. I'm pumped. I'm happy she's at home games now. Yeah, that's the thing. Whatever. Vrabel's
I
got
don't
to
even
stop doing
understand
it
what it
though.
is.
Vrabel's got to stop doing it. Got to
I
stop
think
doing the
it's
touchdown
hilarious.
dance. He looks like a little nerd. Looks like a little
I
white
think it's
boy. He's got to stop.
hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, it's basically like you're telling the defender that you stink, putting your hand over your
Oh,
nose, telling him to
okay.
get out of
Yeah.
the way. That's what it is. I got you. Don't worry. You come to me
Appreciate
for the stuff you
it.
need to know from the streets. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. I got you. Yeah, yeah.
Any other thoughts? Anything coming out of this Falcons game? I don't want to harp on it too much.
Nah, let's get into the fun
I
stuff.
do, while we were just touching on it, that Stephon Diggs juke that he put on number 36 on the Falcons, just diabolical. The poor
Juked him out of
guy.
his
Oh my
shoes.
God, it was so bad. At first, like when you end up on the ground, it's obviously an incredible juke. But like the dude started right and then kind of dived, laughed, and then just ate shit. It was a perfect
Tough,
juke. That's the
tough look.
Stephon Diggs we were looking for. He's still got that shaking big.
Tough look, very tough look. But yeah, Diggs scored again. Good for them. Road Warriors. We'll see them next week. We'll talk about the Bucs game right before we get out of here. But trade deadline. The reason Tuck Rule Takes got recorded today was because we all made, as a group, the decision to record after the trade deadline. We assumed there was going to be some sort of move from the Patriots, something, right? Maybe nothing big, maybe something big, maybe a couple little moves, maybe a couple big moves. I don't know what it could have been. There were some major moves made in the NFL. Major moves, big splash plays from the Jets, Colts, Eagles. Obviously, they're always doing stuff. Cowboys. Did I say the Jets? The Jets. One team that made zero trades, the New England Patriots. The only thing they did was sign Brendan Rice. If you're familiar with that last name, you should be. That is Jerry Rice's son. Dude, 6'3", runs a 4.5 40. Nothing crazy, just a depth receiver. I doubt you'll see him. He's going to be on the practice squad. He's probably going to simulate being like, a T. Higgins type, a Jamar Chase or something like that on the practice squad for the Pats defense. Al, I know you have a lot to say about this trade deadline. I want to hear your soliloquy to start this, and then we'll go from there. But I teed you up. Patriots made no moves. We thought they were going to do something. What's your kind of opening Skip Bayless salvo, so to speak? That's his
So
word. You know that's his word. Salvo. Like
yeah,
what the fuck? Get out of
exactly.
here,
I
stupid.
mean, he doesn't even know what it means. So here's my thing, right? And Mike, I talked to you before we recorded this, and I said that I wanted to save it for the pod. So I'm not going to be one of these delusional Patriots fans where it's like, oh my God, the sky is falling, like the season's over because they didn't make a move. First off, I wasn't looking for like an AJ Brown type of move. I wasn't looking for even a Brees Hall type of move.
Good, because you're not getting them.
Yeah, clearly. And I was just kind of hoping for like an Arden Key, linebacker for the Titans. You were hoping for like
Mhm.
a Tony Pollard. I know, Liam, I know. Or like Jerome Ford from the Browns or something like
Mhm.
that.
Better.
Something smaller, right? Because there are a couple holes on this team, not glaring ones, but still like there's a couple little chinks in the armor. There's a couple little cracks, you know what I'm saying? Um, and that's running back. That is, safety now that Kyle Duggar's gone. And that's also pass rusher too, because like Chason and Landry have been great, but you could use a little bit more. So I was disappointed in the sense that they couldn't find something that really like made sense for the Patriots now, but also made sense for the future. Like I'm just surprised they couldn't find one move. So that's where my disappointment lies, but it is what it is. I mean, I hope that they use some of the money in the offseason to secure Christian Gonzalez long term.
Mhm.
And I also think that they need to really go out this offseason and see if there's anybody that wants to come to New England now that the culture's kind of changed and bring in those pieces. So it is what it is. I would have liked to have seen just one move. I wasn't going to get greedy and be like, oh, three, four moves, just one move to help them with the depth. But it takes two to tango. So maybe they just didn't get what they were hearing, on the other end.
Yeah, I think, and Liam, I want to know what your thoughts are too. But just because before I forget it, I also want it out there. I the people who are saying, like you got the people who tweet the "Wake up, Elliot Wolf," blah blah blah. If you think that Elliot Wolf, Vrabel, whoever, the Patriots weren't making calls to people, you got to stop listening to 98.5. That's what you have to do because the Patriots were making calls. Everybody was saying that. Everybody who actually knows what they're talking about, not your, Twitter celebrity from college or whatever who has like a couple fake sources who thinks he knows everything. Like the Patriots were making calls. I think they had a line in the sand for what they wanted to do, what they wanted to give up for whoever, and they didn't want to go past that. But yeah, and I hope you guys agree with that. I'm sure the Patriots were making calls on a litany of people. Deals just didn't come together, which is the frustrating part, Al. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out before I forgot it. But yeah, Liam, I know that you're not a big like trade guy, especially big names. But and I know that, and you're probably the most level-headed one out of all of us with that. But what were your thoughts when the clock hit midnight, which was 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and the Patriots made no moves? What were your thoughts?
I was miserable, not for the reasons that there wasn't a trade being put down, but just I'm not on Twitter, so when I say this,
Good.
I'm referring to Instagram, but I would imagine it's probably even more true for Twitter. The hours after the trade deadline in any sport on Instagram are some of the worst on the app. Suddenly, there are hundreds of qualified NFL GMs who know the players that were available and what it would have taken to pull off the move, despite being
Mm-hmm.
nowhere near the rooms where the deals are being done. It's fucking drives me nuts. So that's why I was miserable because I knew I would have to deal with that. So I actually haven't been on my Instagram for the last 3 hours and 48 minutes, which has been very, very nice.
Smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
which has been
Yeah.
really nice. But yeah, it just seems like an insufferable, just
Mhm.
brutalization of annoying people who think they're intellectuals. But yeah, like we all of the trade targets that I saw you guys talking about in the fantasy group chat with Al and his splendid band of individuals and exceptional minds. Um, all of your trade targets are shit that we don't need. Like Kayshon Bouttie's out for 2 games. Let's trade for a receiver. No, that doesn't make sense. Ramondre Stevenson missed a game. Let's trade for Tony Pollard. No, that still doesn't make sense. We have an incredible defensive line that, we have 4 unbelievable starters who don't want to come off the field, don't need breaks. I'm pretty sure Milton Williams would play double the game time if he could, if that was physically possible.
Mhm.
Let's get defensive line depth. We don't need it. I understand preparing for the worst case. Somebody goes down with an injury, you're going to go, God, I wish we had defensive line depth in this circumstance. Yeah, totally. But it's not just fantasy football where I stockpile assets to keep them away from you fucking guys. A football team has to pay these people, and if they pay these
Right.
people, you're paying them not to play. It's you just have Albert Hainsworth on your team. It's fucking terrible.
Ugh.
No one wants that. So, uh, like I said earlier, dude, we're 7-2. Like, what do we need? Like, we're good. Short of like a superstar, which isn't going to be available at the trade deadline. We're good. And like,
Mhm.
there were all those Max Crosby rumors. I won't cry out to the heavens in anguish if we traded for Max Crosby. I'd be fucking elated. But it, didn't make a whole lot of sense, and we probably wouldn't give up the capital to do so and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff, anyone who's good didn't get traded at the deadline. Max Crosby was rumored, didn't get traded, like all this stuff. So I didn't think we really needed anyone. The Eagles, they needed players, and Howie Roseman knew it. So he went out and he got himself some fucking players, and one of which went to the most prestigious
Ugh.
university in the country, even though they ripped my fucking heart out and I can't stand the sight of them right now. And I fucking hate Southern Methodist. Ugh. But, you know, I digress. Back to the point at hand. I don't think the Patriots need to do anything. I'm not too mad.
Yeah,
Just my
I that's your salvo. Yeah, I think the players I wanted them to go after, Minka Fitzpatrick, Arden Key, those guys did not get traded. So I can't be too upset because like the Patriots lost out. I thought they would be in on Jalen Phillips from Miami. He went to the Eagles, as you said, Liam. Good move from them. Would they give up a third? Right?
third.
Yeah, a third. I wouldn't have given up a third for him, I guess.
I
Or
would
if I
have.
did, I would have maybe waited to the final, hour to kind of see if you could get it down there. But the
That's
Eagles
why
weren't going
you're
to
not
do
a
that.
closer. That's why you don't
Well,
deserve the
and
Glengarry
that's
leads.
and that's fine. I've been with my wife for like 17 years. I don't need to be a closer.
It's true.
Um,
That's
it's
fine.
it's just the Patriots are in a weird position where, like you said, Liam, they don't have any glaring holes. And Al, you kind of said it too, where it's like their holes are more depth, where like you would have liked them to have gotten maybe a safety or maybe a pass rusher, because their pass rush, by the way, it's not the worst, right in the middle of the league, more towards the top half of the league. But still, we all watch the games. It'd be nice to get a pass rusher there, which is the frustration, which we didn't touch on it too much last week, but we'll touch on it a little more now. The frustration behind Keon White not panning out. If he panned out, he would have been that pass rusher that you would have been able to have. But Vrabel asked him to play the outside more. He either couldn't do it, didn't want to do it, just took too long to do it. So you had to get him out of here for a 6th-round pick. But it's like nothing needed to happen. Like, I don't think there was any guy out there realistically that the Patriots were going to get that would have put them over the top. And when I say
My
over the
point
top,
exactly.
I mean, like, because granted, like, I'll tell you guys, I think the Patriots are going to make the AFC Championship game because I'm just excited. I'm optimistic. If the playoff chips fall where they may, I think they could. But I don't think that there's a guy, like I said, realistically, that the Patriots could have got where be like, holy shit, they got Max Crosby. They're going to the Super, or like they got AJ Brown. I think those moves happen in the offseason. Like I know Jalen Waddle, that was one where people were like, oh, why couldn't they get him? I guess the Dolphins were telling people to fuck off when they called on Jalen Waddle for the most part. Same with Garrett Wilson, or I guess like they wanted like a first rounder, which is essentially saying fuck off because they weren't going to give that up. But it's frustrating as a fan because you want them to sign someone, but I don't think the team needed to sign someone to continue to have success this season.
In fact,
That's
I
the thing.
think sometimes it can be negligent to do so. When your team's good and everything seems to be working, don't fuck with it. I remember the 2012 to 14 Indiana Pacers were contenders. They were fucking awesome. They had Paul George, Roy Hibbert before he turned into absolute dog shit. They had Danny Granger coming off the bench toward the end of his career. They had an awesome team completely loaded with young guys and a young superstar in Paul George. And Danny Granger was at the end of his career and he was getting hurt a lot. So the team said, we're going to do the right thing and trade this guy before he becomes a negligent asset for us at the trade deadline for something that can help us contend. What the Pacers didn't know is they traded the heart and soul of their team, the guy who was a 10-year veteran of the Pacers that all the young guys who were sick on this team looked up to. And when they traded them, everyone started to get behind the scenes mad at the organization. And I forget what they got for Danny Granger, but it ended up being jack shit. So they got even more mad. And then they get mad at the poor dude that they brought in for Danny Granger, even though he has nothing to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
So in circumstances, it can very much hurt your team. And spoiler alert, the Pacers haven't won shit. So it just didn't work out for them. Even last year, they got so close and just popped Achilles away from actually winning something. But yeah, like I think just don't fuck with it. Because if you trade away a key piece, even if it's not a key piece on the field, you could just fuck everything up.
Yeah, I mean, even if they were just trading away draft picks, it's like I don't know if I'd be willing to give up more than a fourth for anybody. And if you were going to give
Yeah.
up a fourth, that limits who you can get. And I only pick fourth because the Patriots have two fourth round picks this year. And I think that that limits who you can get. And like for instance, Al, like I know that you said Arden Key because I was thinking about him as well. We'll even throw like a Minka Fitzpatrick in
I've
there,
never
maybe Nick
fucking heard of
Chubb.
this guy, and he's
Uh,
the only guy you guys have been talking about.
no,
I'm like,
me
who
neither.
the
Just like
fuck is Arden
his
Key?
name popped up. I did a little research while I was at work, and I was like, oh yeah, he'd be a nice piece, whatever. But
Is he
but
good?
that's the type of thing. I think he's got like 2 sacks, 1.5 sacks this year. He's kind of like a specialty pass rusher. He would help you a little bit there, but it's like would would getting one of these guys, say you give up a fourth round pick, like let's just say that's what it was, a fourth and a fifth, a fourth, just a fifth, whatever it is. I don't think that these guys put you over any sort of hump. Now, I'm not saying like I wanted these guys. Like as a fan, I wanted them, but I'm also not heartbroken that they didn't get them. Like you said, Al, I'm just underwhelmed that nothing happened.
Right.
But I just my like kind of, I'm the SpongeBob meme where my eyes are going in both directions. Like I wanted them to add pieces, but then I'm also looking at it like what realistically could they have added that would have made like an
Yeah.
actual difference, like so like Al, like what, looking at it like realistically, what are you mad they didn't, or not mad, but you know what I mean, are you just like
Yeah.
disgruntled that they didn't make a move at all, that they didn't get a specific person or a specific player or position, or like where does your disgruntledness stem from?
I think it's just the fact that they didn't really make, again, just a move or two to kind of solidify everything that's going on. And I'd be surprised if they couldn't find, like I said earlier, a move at all where it helps both in the short term and the long term. So that's all I was saying. And again, it didn't have to be anywhere specific. It could have been, not that we needed it, but it could have been another wide receiver for all we know. But what do all the Super Bowl winning teams do? They make moves at the right time to kind of fill in those final pieces. So that's all my thinking was seeing if they could kind of plug up some holes and see if they could kind of just find little pieces to add to that locker room and keep adding to the ongoing chemistry that's going on. I think they could have done it, but they obviously thought different, which I mean, they're 7-2. We're gonna trust Mike Vrabel and Stretch and all them. So Ryan Cowden. So just trust them.
That's what it comes down to, where they are 7-2, and you're looking at a team like we all watch pretty much every video that comes out about the Patriots, the locker room, the celebrations, whatever. This team is so tight knit. And I'm not saying that you bring someone in, they're not going to fit in. I'm just saying, kind of like to what Liam said, where it's like the chemistry is good. Like, let's be honest, right now, like, I don't think any of us would pick them to win the Super Bowl. But if they get in the playoffs, of course, like then you look at matchups, whatever happens, happens. But like
Yes.
if this was a, like, for instance, one fan base that should be pissed right now are the Bills. The Bills did jack shit. That's a
They
team where,
suck.
so Al, to go with to what you said, where if you're a team that is a perennial Super Bowl contender, or you're like one move away, one piece, one addition away, that's the Bills, and they didn't do anything. The Patriots, and I know we're all saying the Patriots are a year early, that shouldn't stop them from doing stuff, of course, but like, you're building something. Like the Bills essentially have their house built. They're just throwing on fresh coats of paint, new windows, new shutters, new roofing.
Right.
They didn't do any of that. Like that's a fan base that should be pissed. I think as Patriots fans, we should be like, ah, shit. Like, it would have been nice to see them get like a pass rusher who could kind of help them get after the quarterback a little bit more. But it's tough to argue with what is being built when you've seen the proof of concept
Yes.
between basically everything. And again, and now this is where the SpongeBob eyes go. Because Al, I see your point. It'd be nice to add a depth piece or someone that
Well,
could help. But then you think, if it's going to be more than a fourth round pick, just no. But then it's like, if you're going to give up a fourth rounder for someone who most likely is on the final year of their deal, you could work them out. Like, say it was Minkah Fitzpatrick, or no, we'll go Arden Key, because I know he's on his final deal or whatever. Say you get someone, they're on their final deal, you extend them 2-3 years or whatever. Who's to say that they're even going to improve your defense that much moving forward? What's that going to do in the draft? If there's someone in the draft you want to get, but we just signed a defensive end, we can't do, like, there's a bunch of pieces. And I know we're playing the what if game, because someone could easily do that the other way, where it's like, what if we sign someone and they worked out and all that. Like with the long-term thing, when you say that they could get someone that could help in the long term as well, do you mean get someone who has years on their contract still, or get them and then sign them, like I was just saying?
Either
Okay.
option, either one.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, they totally could have. And like, I wouldn't have been upset there. But I would have wanted that to happen, but I'm not upset that it didn't happen, you
Yeah.
know? Like, if the booty injury was going to be like weeks and weeks and weeks, yeah, go get a receiver. Try to get someone. If Ramondre Stevenson was going to be out for a while, weeks and weeks and weeks, yeah, go get Tony Pollard. Go get player X, player Y, whatever it happens to be. But like, this team just seems to be in a groove right now, so I wouldn't mess with anything offensively. And defensively, I don't know. Like, it would have been nice to get maybe like a Minkah Fitzpatrick back there at safety from Miami, but he didn't go anywhere. So either the Dolphins were asking for too much, or no one wanted him, which is kind of another red flag. Like, Chubb also from Miami didn't go anywhere. So it's like, what was going on with him? Like, were they asking too much there, whatever it happened to be? So I don't know. It's just like a kind of one of those things where the trade deadline came and went, and I went, huh, well, that sucked. All right. But then I look at the team and I'm like, but I still love Milton Williams. I still love Harold Landry. I still love Caleb on Chase on coming off the edge. Like, Jalen Hawkins is playing well. Like, the Patriots aren't going to play a better defense than they played the last couple of weeks. So you got to assume the offense is going to play a little better. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I'm not upset. I'm kind of right in between, probably where you and Liam are. Where like Liam didn't expect moves. He's cool with everything. Al, you wanted some things. You're a little disappointed, whatever. I'm probably right in the middle of it.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I think their moves are going to be this offseason. That's what I think. If there's going to be a trade or a free agent addition, that's when it's going to happen. See what you have. See if you're an AFC championship game. See if you're one win away from a Super Bowl. Then go out there and do what you're doing. Or see if you're just a wild card team and you got bumped. You definitely need a better pass rush. Go get Trey Hendrickson or like something like that. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't know. Were there any guys? And I guess Liam, it's kind of weird to ask you. Were there any guys that went that you would have liked to come on the Patriots? Like whether it was like a Raheed Shaheed, Jalen Phillips, anything like that, or anyone that didn't go? Like, was there anyone specific you guys were thinking or maybe wanted? I know Liam, your
I'll
answer is probably no.
I'll take a Miami man on my team any day, regardless of depth, position, superstardom that's in front of them. I will take a Miami player on my team any day of the week. And I'm talking about the U, not the professional
I
football
know.
team.
I know.
But yeah, no. Other than that, like I can always make room for Miami alum. But other than that, the rest of them can get fucked.
How?
Yeah, I'm good at this point. I'm good. They did what they needed. They didn't want to do anything. That's fine. We can move past it.
Yeah.
We got. We all we need.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, like the team's building, and I think that's the best thing when they say winning cures all. It really does. Because I think if this team was what 5-4, it's like, oh, you got to make moves. Now it's like, well, shit, like you're right on the cusp. Like, why not make moves? You're second place in the AFC right now. Like, yeah, I don't know. Don't fix what isn't broke. I don't know.
Right.
But we'll see. The way I see it, all the moves that happened in the AFC or at least in the league, you're not going to have to worry about unless you either make the playoffs or unless you play the Colts or you make the Super Bowl or something. Because the Colts got Sauce Gardner. The Cowboys got a couple guys too. You're not going to be playing them at all this year. So yeah, I don't think teams that made moves are going to negatively impact you. I think it's just the status quo. Keep doing what you're doing. Go win against the Bucs, and everybody forgets about this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anybody final thoughts on the trade deadline before we wrap it up with the Bucs? I know Liam does it. I know you don't.
Let's get into it.
Patriots playing the Bucs this weekend, 1:00 game. Tony Romo is doing it. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. This is how you know the Patriots are back. They're being accused of cheating against the Falcons. They're not making moves at the trade deadline, and you got the number one team, one of the number one commentary teams, talking about commentating the game. This is going to be a close one, guys. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think it's going to. It's going to be close. I think the Patriots win. I think Drake May and Baker Mayfield have a battle of sorts. I think both defenses make plays. I think this is like a real slugfest type game between two teams that are pretty damn good. Both have MVP candidates on there at quarterback with Baker Mayfield and Drake May. But the Bucs defense, nothing to write home about. I think they're top. I think they're eighth in pass defense. They're a little worse in rush defense. They're nothing crazy. They're a good defense. They're kind of just like you in that sense, the Patriots. But yeah, I'm just going to say, I think the Patriots win. I think Drake May has a good game. He has a bounce back game. I don't think he has any turnovers, 2 touchdowns or so. Yeah, I think this is a really good one, but I'm going to say it. I think the Patriots pull it out. And then if that happens, guys, we're talking about like a 9, 10, 11 game win streak, which is crazy. But that's my thought. How do you guys feel? Liam, I think you mentioned that you already think this is going to be a loss, correct?
Yeah, I know this is going to be a loss.
How's it going to go? Can't bring yourself to do it, huh? The Patriots are going to win. That's why.
That's not it at all.
Yeah, it is.
I think the Bucs are going to win 27-18.
Oh, you don't think the Patriots get 20 on them? Damn. Okay. All right. If you say so. Damn. All right. Al, how do you think this game goes? Because I actually don't know what you're going to say.
I'm going to agree with Liam. I think it's going to be a loss. I think this is the week where they get all the bad mistakes out of the way, like that kind of like snowball, right? That kind of build on top of each other. You'll get like a bad Drake May pick, maybe even a pick six. Maybe there's a situation where they have a bad fumble. the Bucs, maybe Baker May has an MVP type game. I see a lot of points being scored in this game because
Mhm.
I think it's just going to be, the football's going to be flying everywhere around the
Towards
field.
the end. Yeah, it's going to be like a fucking heaving it up, right? Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to say it's going to be like a 38-21 type game. And I think that the Patriots, they'll score, but I think their defense might just have one of those games where they just struggle. And
Damn,
it's
that
not going to make
bad,
any
huh?
it's not going to make any sense, but
Yeah, that's true.
I also think it's going to kind of refocus them and be like, okay, we'll be 7-3 at that point. We got 7 games left. Let's finish strong, at least finish 4-3, get to 11 wins, and then
Mhm.
get in the playoffs and host a home playoff game. But I think this is just one of those weeks where everything that can go wrong will go wrong, get it out of their system, and then they fly through the rest of the second half.
I'll say if the Patriots lose this game, just pray for the Jets because I think the Jets are going to get skull fucked
Yeah,
on
get
Thursday.
smoked.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I'll go 28-23. I think the Patriots win. Yeah, we'll even go 28-24 just to make it kind of an easier score there. Yeah, I think that the Patriots defense, I think it's just a good game. It's going to be mistakes, all that fun stuff. I think the opposite though. I think that Drake May has a very good game. I think he even maybe leads a game winning comeback. I don't know. Yeah, it's just going to be good. It's a team you don't play that much. It'd be interesting to see who is going to be healthy, who isn't going to be healthy for the Bucs. If Chris Godwin's back, which I don't think he's going to be, see if they have any. They got defensive issues. They got their running backs out. Like, let's see what's going on. Yeah, I can tell you though, Baker Mayfield is going to piss me off on a couple plays. He's going to do that stupid shit he does where he like shrugs off a tackle, rolls to the right and like chucks it back across the field for like 38 yards on like Christian Gonzalez. And it's going to piss me off. But yeah, this will be a big one. Al, you brought up playoffs, home playoff game. I might have to come up and just like pregame and just watch that game, like
Oh, please do.
in the
Please do.
parking lot of like Gillette Stadium or some shit.
Come
Like
on over too.
we'll fucking pay for it. Yeah, if the Patriots make the playoffs, I think
I think we
think
should
we'll have
go.
to watch that game. We'll have to
Yes.
go, buddy. All right, maybe. I don't know if I can watch a playoff game in person. I get too stressed out. Like,
That's very fair.
we might have to watch it at Al's house, but I think if they make it and it's a home playoff game, I think we have to watch it together. I think that'll be a good thing. But yeah, I think that so I'm going with the Bucs winning. I mean, I'm going with the Patriots winning. You guys have the Bucs winning. I can see it going either way. I don't think it's the end of the world if the Patriots do lose. So we'll see. My Tuck Rule take lock, by the way, guys, very simple. Drake May yards.
I think that might be the play.
Simple.
That might have to be the play.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not fucking around anymore with receptions and sacks and fucking
We have to
receiving
start
yards.
winning. So
We're
let's
going
update the
May
record here because we
yards.
lost again.
It's probably going to be somewhere
Total
like
yards, passing yards.
passing yards. It's probably going to be like 229, 232 or something like that. While you're updating it, I'll look. Do we have any predictions? What we think?
Whose bet was the Milton Williams? Is that mine?
That was yours, yeah.
Yours. Yeah.
I'm 0-3, dude. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, dude. Where are they? I will say, what do we think? It's gonna be 230. Yeah, 236.5. I think he goes over.
Passing yards?
Yep.
I was thinking
That's what it is on
Mayfield
Prize Picks,
pick.
No, the Patriots don't want to pick the ball off. Christian Gonzalez could have had one last game. He didn't. Like, I don't know. I'm standing on my Drake May.
Let's go with the passing yards.
Yeah, I think the passing yards might be the way to go.
Just enough
Passing
messing
yards it
around.
is.
Do it up. I think he's going to throw for like 260 something. If we're being honest.
All right, I'll place it right now.
Let's do it. Oh my God, here we go.
All right.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, guys, on the Patriots? How we feeling? I know everybody's a little down because of this trade deadline, but I promise you things will be good once it comes to the weekend. But any final thoughts? Anything we didn't get to?
Just real quick, going back to what you said about the cheating thing with the Falcons, the fact that Raheem Morris thought that the Patriots had what we call ClapGate now, where Jalen Hawkins is clapping like 15 yards away from the snap, and then that's what got him screwed up. Like, how much of a sore loser can you be? And then he retreats.
Pretty sure it was the fans, right?
No, it wasn't the fans. He was saying that the Patriots had
I know he's saying it was the Patriots, but I'm pretty sure it was the fans that were doing it because you can hear the
everybody.
clap.
We're all just clapping. Like, yeah, probably.
I mean,
like,
players will clap on the field just to be like, "Hey, let's go! Like, let's get this stop or something like that." Like, that was dumb.
Crazy.
That was dumb.
That's how you know the Patriots are back. And you could see, though, on the replay, Jalen Hawkins is clapping, looking at Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis looks back at him. So whether it was like little double-edged thing, like I'm going to pretend I'm doing this, but I'm actually going to do it. Either way, dude, if you're the center and you hear a clap coming from in front of you, it's probably not your quarterback. Just odds are. It's not also, Michael Penix clapping for you to snap the ball.
Don't run one of those fucking Jackson Dart clap snaps. Those are the stupidest fucking thing.
That's the college stuff. Get that out.
Yeah, which also led to like the greatest John Gruden soundbite ever, where he's like, "Let me hear your snap count." And he goes, "You ready for this?" And John Gruden looks at him and goes, "No shit." He goes, "So what do you want to do if you want to draw somebody off sides?" And he goes, "Wait for it." John Gruden's like just stunned.
Yeah, dude, you can't do that. Michael Penix, come on, buddy. Worst intentional ground. It just horrible.
Use
your
fucking voice.
Horrible. And I know everybody, but the Patriots can't play like this against good teams. Don't worry. They won't. We'll see what they come out of the Bucs game playing really bad. We'll have a discussion. I think it's going to be a good game. Whether the Bucs or the Patriots win, I could see the argument for both. I just think it's going to be a good game overall. I think Drake May is going to throw for a ton of yards, probably a couple touchdowns, and hopefully a win. Because guys, then we'll be 8-2.
Yeah.
Just like think about that. 8-2. You could have double-digit wins going into the bye week.
That's pretty sick.
Kind of crazy, which you probably will because you'll beat both New York teams most likely.
Yeah.
So just nuts to think about. Great time to be a Patriots fan. If you're upset about the trade deadline, do not worry. The off season is where the Patriots are going to do all their work. Probably just more Mike Vrabel guys, I'm sure. Maybe AJ Brown.
Probably.
But all right, nothing else. We ready to go?
No, I do have. So while we were just talking about,
let's go.
I just have one super quick question. So if you were a quarterback, what would your cadence be, like your snap count? Like Aaron Rodgers does, grenade, set hunt. And Peyton Manning did red 52, set hunt. What would be the cadence if you want to use a color and a number?
I would go, I'd probably go like blue 23.
Blue 23? Blue. Michael Jordan? Blue 23.
Yeah, birthday number 2.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
No reason. It's not even my favorite color. I like blue 42. I don't know. Just trying.
Blue 42.
Blue 42 said.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
As I'm doing it too. Yeah, I mean, green's my favorite color. I was trying to think like green. Yeah. But
green 80. Green 80.
Or do you want to be like Dak Prescott? Here we go.
Yeah, that one sucks.
The worst thing in the world.
What was yours? Mine?
Yeah.
Orange 16.
Yeah,
cool. That's a different one.
Orange 16. Orange 16. That's a different one.
Yep. Set hut. You do the little fucking triple Aaron Rodgers, get everybody offside. Just don't know what's going on. Everybody's false starting. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited. Good season. 7-2. Win this one, and then I mean, if you win this one, you're essentially 9-2 because you're going to beat the Jets. So it is what it is. The Jets traded away everybody, by the way. The Jets have nobody. So they got 16 first-round picks that they're going to fuck up, which is going to be funny.
Awesome.
So for Al, Liam, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 205, the big trade deadline. This one's going to be called ClapGate, just in case anybody stays to the final 30 seconds of the episode. We'll see you next week, hopefully after another Patriots win. Another Patriots victory Monday. This will be a big one. After a few dumpster teams we played.
But if they win, that'd be fucking incredible.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. I'm going to get very lubed up. If they win, are we recording Sunday, or do you guys want to stick with Monday?
I should be around.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Al wants to get out of here. He's got to go eat. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.